What's going on, everyone? Nicholas Natt with Natt Fitness, and I want to ask you a question. Don't get mad at me for this. Do you find yourself being a moody person in the morning or a moody person at work? Are you a moody person? Because if I ask your coworker you sit next to, or your wife or your husband, they would probably say that you are a moody person or that you're volatile. They don't understand why. And I can sit here and I can tell you. I can sit here right now and tell you probably the one, or if not second primary reasons why you're moody, or why you might feel good on this day and then you feel really moody on the other day and you don't even know why, or you don't even expect it. You ready? Dun, dun, dun. It's because of your gut. Now, when you think about it, you might go, what the hell does the gut have to do with me being pissed off at my coworker, or that my boss is a narcissistic person? Nick, that has nothing to do with my gut. Let me further explain. Your gut controls your hormones. Your hormones regulate everything. If you walk outside and you see a snake and you jump and you can feel a sensation in your body, that's your hormones. If you feel fatigue and someone begins to talk and you're just like, I really don't want to listen to this person, and you start yawning, that has to do with hormones. If you walk around, you see your spouse for the first time and they're wearing that thing that you like, and you're like, ooh, I got these sensations and these feelings, great. And if you're moody, it's also because of hormones. The reason I want to talk about the gut, and the gut plays a big role because it actually connects via the central nervous system. You might be in a position where you don't actually know what the central nervous system is. Well, the central nervous system starts as a zygote, means you're a fetus before you're actually implanted in the womb. As you're forming, your stomach and your brain are the first two things that form, and they actually are really super close together. As the baby begins to develop, as you begin to develop, they separate and they connect via something called the vagus nerve. Now, the first way of being able to enter in, being the first line of defense, a lot of people think it's the skin. The skin is more or less a wall, right? What ends up actually happening is we ingest things. We ingest water, we ingest minerals, we ingest nutrients, we ingest food, glucose, and these things that get into our body influence this ecosystem. Think of it kind of like the rainforest, right? You got this plant, you got this tree, then you got these animals, and there's this food chain. It's super complex. Well, that's comprised of a lot of different stuff, which is honestly mostly germs. Most of it's bacteria. You do have some viruses, you do have some fungi, but all of these things are living. And just to give you a framework, again, you have more germs in your gut than you have human cells in your body. Human cells are roughly about 38 to 22 billion, give or take. You could have trillions of cells inside your gut, right? And so if you're finding yourself in this position, just like, okay, that's great, but where are we going with this? You're always growing one version of this rainforest in your gut, this ecosystem, which we call the microbiome. And based on what you eat is going to aggregate and create this thing that's called a postbiotic, and you're gonna have this compound effect in the body. That compound effect is gonna make you feel really good or really bad. So, for example, let's say that I go and I eat something like a blueberry. Blueberry is great because it's got polyphenols, it's got antioxidants. These things help fight inflammation in the body, and they're actually a superfood, which means that it helps promote cognition, your ability to think, your ability to navigate stress. That's gonna help lower inflammation, and it's probably gonna have and make your bugs happy in your gut, which means that you're gonna have a great relationship. So if somebody does come out making a ton of noise or they're disruptive, your ability to respond to that is probably going to be a lot less volatile than, say, the same person, but instead of eating the blueberries, you go over and eat the cinnamon roll. Now, I'm not making condescending tone about cinnamon rolls, but let's just be honest. Cinnamon roll is probably filled with a ton of things that we call butter. It's not really butter, it's more like hydrogenated oil, but you have gluten and you have the sugar and you have all these things that lead to an inflammatory gut. So again, when you've eaten that and that goes into your gut, you're gonna disrupt the gut as a whole because you're gonna create an inflammatory response, and that can lead to a series of other complications if you do that over and over and over, like irritable bowel syndrome, right? But as a whole, you're still nourishing some bacteria. The problem is that you're nourishing bacteria that are probably gonna make you feel negative, that are probably gonna leave you feeling anxious. And so when you do get that loud sound, you're gonna feel a sensation that's happening in your body as a compound effect, and you're not even primed to it, you're not even aware to it. And you're like, I don't know, I just feel irritated, I feel stuck, I feel unmotivated, I feel tired, I don't know, I just don't wanna hear the BS that's coming on from over in that area. And this is stuff that happens each and every day because mindlessly, what we do is we walk around and we ask ourselves, how do I feel because I want to eat this thing, without the awareness of thinking about it from the back end? How do I wanna feel is a much better question. If we ask ourselves that question, I wanna feel less anxious. I want to feel less rambunctious. I want to be less impulsive. I don't want to feel tired, or I want to feel happy. You know, today's a big day. I got the kids. I got, you know, this thing that I'm doing with work. I'm actually going in for a promotion. I'm super nervous. Okay, now you can direct and probably influence exactly how you're going to feel from the start, starting with food. Now, there's a ton of complexity when it comes to the gut. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface because we just started talking a little bit about hormones and the microbiome. We didn't get into the complexity of what does that and the lining of the gut and how that interacts with the brain, the blood-brain barrier, and all these other things, including your poop. And make a video on poop because poop is super important. I'm going to continue to make more videos and more information about the gut. Now, here's what I need. If this is something that's going to be valuable to you, and this is going to affect everybody, whether it's grandma, whether it's you, it's grandpa, it's your uncle, it's your niece, it's your newborn baby, or it's the baby of the family that you're going to be building, everybody, right? Then what I want you to do is click the button below, subscribe to this channel, because as I'm releasing these videos, you're going to get a chance to get a notification to hear first about it. Now, if you have more questions about what you can do in the short term, there's stuff that can make a dramatic effect, and it's just simple changes. And if you want to be a little bit more consistent, you have some immune responses. Maybe you're in a position where people that you know and you really care about are really having a hard time struggling in life because they're dealing with some of these illnesses. Illnesses being that the top major killers in the face in this Western world: diabetes, atherosclerosis, type 3 diabetes, which is also known as Alzheimer's disease. Maybe you're even going through and you're struggling with an autoimmune disease. These are things that you're definitely going to want to connect with me on. I'd be more than happy to sit down and have a personal conversation. You can do that by connecting with me on nattfitness.com. Just click the link below. You can send me a direct message through the website, and I'd be happy to figure out if there's anything that I can do. If you just need a sounding ear, or if you're looking for a system and a strategy, I've got that. So this is Nicholas Natt on Gut Health, signing off, and I look forward to talking to you later.